Hello and welcome to Screen Facts with Jason Davis. This is episode 21, and joining me this week is a brand new guest on the show. I'm very excited to welcome him, my good friend, Joe Ferriero. Joe, how are you?
I am great. Episode 21. That's my age, so that's great.
Wait a second.
No, well, it's the age I think that I am.
Right. That's the age we all think we are. And then our bodies tell us differently, right?
Oh, yeah.
You go out. I remember when I was 21, and that was a long time ago for me. I used to be able to stay out late. I was never really much of a drinker, but I used to stay out late all the time, and it didn't bother me. I can't do it anymore. I'm like falling asleep at like 10 or 11 o'clock easily nowadays.
Oh, God, 10? That's late for me. I'm usually in bed by 9.
Well, that's probably because of your weekly schedule, what you do during the week. So
maybe.
So you
could just be the age.
Let's just talk a little bit about how we know each other. Well, first off, you're currently a school principal, which I think is hilarious because I know you.
Why? You don't think I'm responsible enough?
Oh no, I know you are. It's just that you're just a lot of fun and a really cool guy. And I just when you think of a school principal, at least in my head, I have this sort of stodgy kind of, you know what I mean? And you're definitely not that.
It's funny because I'll run into like other principals and I'll say, oh, wow, he's so principal-y. And then I look at myself and I'm like, I'm not principal-y at all.
Not at all.
It's awkward. Yeah.
We met each other. I was trying to figure it out earlier today. I was thinking about
years
it.
Ago.
I want to say it's about 5 years now.
Really? I feel like it's longer.
Does it feel? I don't know. I mean, I've been with Sue for a total of 7. Okay. We've been married 5, and I think the first time I met you might have been when we did Big Bad together.
No, Cinderella.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So all right. So it's about 6 years then. So yeah, Joe and I met when we were doing community theater with Sue. We were doing a couple of kids shows, which were a lot of fun. You were somebody that discovered this podcast very early on when I first started because you are a friend and you were encouraging, which I appreciate. Yeah. Thank you.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
So I thought, hey, it would be a lot of fun to have you on the podcast because you like movies, I assume, and you like the podcast, and you're a lot of fun. So I
really just like fun facts.
Yes.
So that's what I'm all about.
Okay. I asked you what movie you would like to talk about on the podcast, and the movie you suggested,
Spaceballs.
And I was kind of a little surprised of all the movies. Why Spaceballs?
I love Mel Brooks. I think Mel Brooks is hysterical. I think, in general, I think parodies are hysterical. So for me, Spaceballs is one of the first parodies I saw where I kind of got it, that it was making fun of something else, or really paying homage to it.
Okay, excellent. I love Mel Brooks, too. I'm not saying that that's a bad choice by any stretch. I'm glad that you chose this. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Spaceballs, released June 24th, 1987, directed by Mel Brooks, written by Mel Brooks, Thomas Meehan, and Ronnie Graham. This is an interesting movie. First off, the new Star Wars film is just a mere few months away.
Yeah.
So this is leading up to not only that, but I think Screen Facts with Jason Davis is going to be doing some special Star Wars stuff coming up in a couple of months.
Whoa, heavy stuff.
Stay tuned for that. But the interesting thing about this movie was that when it was released in 87, a lot of the critics or a lot of people were kind of like, gee, it seems like he's a little late to the party, because the last Star Wars movie at that point was Return of the Jedi, and that had come out in 1983. So it seemed like it wasn't very timely.
I think Star Wars was kind of like this huge film that people were like freaking out over. And so I think no matter how long, I think Spaceballs could be made today, and I think people will still think it's hysterical and still love it, and because of how big of fans they are to like Star Wars. So I don't think it really mattered how soon after Star Wars that this was made.
Yeah, I guess Star Wars is pretty timeless.
It is.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an 80s kid.
Yeah, there you go. Spaceballs stars Mel Brooks, John Candy, Rick Moranis, Bill Pullman, Daphne Zuniga, Dick Van Patten, and the voice of the late, great Joan Rivers as Dot Matrix.
Joan.
I know. She was awesome.
I know.
So
I don't think she gets all the credit that she deserves.
No, I agree.
I think she's hysterical.
Very underrated, and she had a lot of bad luck stuff happen during the course of her career that I think kind of sidetracked her a little bit. But yeah, she was awesome, and she's great in this, in her limited role.
Oh, yeah.
She actually was just the voice. Dot Matrix was played by Lorene Yarnell, who was actually part of a team of mimes, Shields and Yarnell. They were they had their own show in the 70s. I actually remember that. I'm old enough to remember their show.
Oh, I do not.
Yes. Yeah, you're only 21, Joe, remember?
Yeah, 21. That's right, 21.
Yeah.
Stick to that.
They started on the Sonny and Cher show, but they had their own show. It was like a little variety kind of thing. And they did really, I mean, I can't believe I'm going to say this. They actually did really cool mime.
I want mime to come back.
Really?
Can you imagine people not talking all day?
That would be pretty cool, actually.
People talk way too much.
Yeah, I don't know that there's that there really is cool mime, but if there was, Shields and Yarnell did cool mime back in the day. They did some neat stuff. 6 complete dot matrix suits were built for Yarnell to wear, and all of them were used up on the set due to breakage. Now, they had crazy. Yeah, they had a couple of different things for the interior scenes. The feet were outfitted with roller skates, and that's why when she's holding on to Barf's tail, he's kind of pulling her along on the skates. And then for the outside stuff in the desert, she just wore shoes. An estimated budget of $22.7 million and ended up costing $25 million. According to Mel Brooks, this is one of the most expensive movies he's ever made. By contrast, if you want to compare it to an earlier Mel Brooks movie, 1967's The Producers cost less than $1 million to produce.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, at least in this movie you saw like some special effects,
right?
And they used green screen a lot, so you could understand where that price tag kind of came from.
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously a lot less going on in The Producers. It ended up grossing a little over $38 million in the U.S. And if you don't adjust for inflation, it's the third highest grossing Mel Brooks movie behind Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Young Frankenstein, good times.
So tell me about like the first time you saw this movie that you remember.
It's so funny because I was just watching today that the movie theater in my hometown just closed today. And this is one of the first movies I saw in that theater. So I kind of was like, whoa, it's so cool that today, I saw that and I'm like, I'm doing this. So I'm kind of like,
oh, that's weird.
Yeah. What I love about Mel Brooks is that he's in his films, and this one, yes. he's in it twice. It's 2 parts.
Yep.
Yeah. He plays Scroob and Yogurt.
Yes.
In this movie. Yeah. I love that Scroob is Mel Brooks' his last name kind of rearranged to make that. So that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Mel Brooks talks about how hard it was for him to play Yogurt. The makeup that they used gave him a rash. And then, of course, he's walking on his knees in the movie, too. Walking around on your knees, even with the knee pads, is probably not a lot of fun when you're that age. But he said,
I imagine it's not fun.
He said it was worth it, though, when after the movie came out and he saw how good it came out. So they shot Spaceballs on the same lot that they used for The Wizard of Oz as well, which is kind of interesting.
They continuously saw like Yellow Brick Road throughout, and that was kind of cool to kind of have that memorabilia there.
Yeah, and there's actually kind of a nod to The Wizard of Oz in the movie too. When they first go to see Yogurt, when the Dink Dink guys bring them underneath the.
Oh yeah, the Dink Dinks.
The Dink Dinks. Yeah, they go in and. So silly, right?
It is, but it's hysterical.
Yeah. That's awesome. And it's funny because they kind of look like the characters from The Wizard of Oz. John Candy looks like the Cowardly Lion. Dot Matrix looks like the Tin Man.
Oh, you're blowing my mind right now.
See?
I never thought about that.
There you go.
Blown. My mind is blown. What I kind of like about this is George Lucas allowed them to kind of do this, but he had like stipulations.
Yes.
To do that, like that they couldn't do any of the merchandising, and I love that there's a whole scene about merchandising, and they couldn't even do merchandising.
Yeah, I love that too, and all the different things in the movie.
The lunchbox.
Merchandising.
I wanted one of those lunchbox. Who didn't want a little yogurt doll?
Yeah, exactly.
Pull a little string in the back.
Adorable.
I'm telling you.
So I love in the beginning, the cool thing about the movie is that not only parodies the characters of Star Wars, but also all the traditional Star Wars things, like the scroll in the beginning. And then they have that really long shot of the Spaceball ship in the beginning. If you're wondering,
still gets me every time I see that.
I know, it's hilarious. Of course, the bumper sticker, "We break for nobody." But if you're wondering, that ship takes a total of 1 minute and 32 seconds to cross the screen.
Wow.
It's funny because you watch it, and after a while, you kind of feel like, okay, enough already.
Well, yeah. But see, that's where the humor comes in, and you're like sitting there because when you first see Star Wars, you kind of get that impression too. But then here, it's so exaggerated that you're like, yes, I needed that.
It's funny too. There are a couple of great things that are improvised in the movie too. I would imagine that Mel Brooks is a very fun director to work with. You know that he's going to let the actors kind of have a good time, and do a couple of different takes of things. But a couple of things that are improvised in the movie that I think are really cool. John Candy, at one point, he tries to get up really fast from his seat, and he goes, "Oh, that's going to leave a mark," when he forgets to undo the seatbelt. That wasn't in the script. But also the scene where Dark Helmet is playing with the dolls.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Oh, I love that.
Such a good scene.
Also was not in the script. Mel Brooks kind of came up with the idea, and then he kind of let Rick Moranis just improvise the whole scene, including the dialogue, which is really, really funny. I mean...
Oh, yeah. You didn't see anything, did you? No, sir, I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. I mean, it's so great.
It's great.
While we're talking about Rick Moranis, I think he is another person that was underestimated. I think he was so funny. I mean, this movie, he was hysterical,
Yep.
but I mean... he was just amazing.
Yeah. I think that when you have people that are able to do improvisation, you're going to have a funny movie. It's usually going to work out really well. I'm reading another fact here. The Millennium Falcon is in this movie too. If you look at the exterior shot of the Space Diner, Did you see it?
Well, it's funny because I had read that fact online, and then I had to go back to that scene and rewatch it and go, oh man, it's right there. Like, how did I not see that? So that... the whole scene in the diner, that's actually my least favorite scene in the whole movie. For some reason, I don't like the whole alien thing. Like, I get it, and I get why it's funny.
Right.
But for me, it just reminds me of really bad stomachache, and then all of a sudden something explodes out of your stomach. I don't know, I can't handle it.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know why. That scene freaks me out every time.
So I guess you're not a fan of the movie Alien then?
Gosh, not at all. I want nothing crawling out of my body at any time.
No, thank you.
No. But I will tell you, my favorite scene, though, in this movie is the Now scene where they watch the VHS tape of Spaceballs.
Oh, yeah. That's
hysterical because one of the things I didn't notice, and I noticed this time that I watched it, was that all of the movies in the Mr. Rental case are all Mel Brooks movies.
Another funny thing about that, too, that I noticed when I watched the movie last night was that in addition to all the Mel Brooks movies, right below them in the cabinet are all Rocky movies. And it's like,
Stop it!
I'm telling you, it's like it goes up to like Rocky 15 or whatever you can see. It's crazy.
Oh man!
Yep.
I gotta go back and look at that.
Yeah.
And I gotta watch it like 7 more times. It's funny because I also think that scene kind of. I was listening to one of your last podcasts about E.T. and you talked about how long it took for that to come out on VHS, and so the fact that Spaceballs is out on VHS before it's even finished filming,
right?
Kind of hysterical.
Yeah, that's a very funny gag in the movie.
Oh yeah. It's fun stuff. This is now.
Ludicrous Speed, go.
Oh my God, Ludicrous Speed. Can we talk about Ludicrous Speed?
We got to talk about Ludicrous Speed, of course.
As a young kid in the 80s, like, I learned some great vocabulary in this movie, and I think Ludicrous was one of them. And I think I used that for the rest of like the year. It's like, that's Ludicrous Speed. How dare you?
I never understood they've gone to plaid.
That's funny. I gotta Google it because I didn't like. Why is that funny?
Did you find out what it's supposed to mean?
I gave up after a while. That's something we should Google though. Oh, so that needs to be.
I don't think it means anything. It's just a dumb thing,
Okay.
And
people are gonna comment on this podcast and go, going plaid means this, then you should know that.
I welcome that. If you know what going to plaid means, send me an email, screenfacts@yahoo.com. Yeah, or tweet me at Jason Davis Voice. Let me know what going to plaid means to you.
Yeah, hashtag going to plaid.
Hashtag going to plaid, exactly.
Get it trending, people.
That's right. Trending. That's right. So we were talking about the dinks before. Dink, dink. Ding, 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 ding. So one of the dinks is played by Tony Cox, who also played an Ewok in Return of the Jedi.
Tony Cox. Well, that's an awesome name. Come on.
I said Cox.
If his first name was Richard, it'd be better.
Oh, yes.
Because then it'd be Dick Cox.
Dick Cox. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
That would be the perfect name. But then this would be a porno. And then Spaceballs the porno. I mean, that could work.
It could work.
Yeah, why not?
I'm just saying that you don't even have to change the title.
People having sex in weightlessness. Yeah, exactly.
I imagine that's fun. Just saying. I'm sure NASA does that.
You think so?
Some sort of experiment. Yeah. Definitely. I can confirm it right now. Yeah. International Space Station. That's exactly what's happening.
You think so?
Oh, definitely.
We've gone from Mel Brooks to weightless sex. Just like that.
It's one of the great things about this podcast. You never know where it's going to go.
That's right. You never do.
Do you not
All right,
know?
Let's get back to the screen facts
okay.
about Spaceballs.
So I have a fun fact
Yes.
that I didn't know. So the novelization of the movie was written by R.L. Stine.
Oh, wow.
Goosebumps guy.
I did not know that.
I know. It's super excited when I heard that.
That's interesting. I wonder if it's has a scary tone to it.
I mean, I didn't read it.
No, me
So
either. Yeah.
that's awkward right there.
Oh, sorry. I was just
I guess
wondering out
as
loud.
the principal, I should read a little bit more than I do.
Come on, you're an educator, man.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
So the castle on Druidia, it's funny, she doesn't look Druish. The castle on the castle on Druidia is King Ludwig II's castle in Bavaria. It's been modified by matte painting with additional ramps. The castle was actually used in other films too, and was the original inspiration for the castle at Disneyland. Now, the scene where the Mega Maid sucks the atmosphere off the Druidian mountain, that's a parody of the Paramount Studios logo.
So one of the cool things I found was that the original title for the movie was supposed to be Planet Moron, but it was replaced with Spaceballs when they heard about a British sci-fi spoof called Morons from Outer Space.
Mel Brooks and the other writers, Ronnie Graham and Thomas Meehan, they went through all the letters of the alphabet to search for a word to add to space. That was something that Thomas Meehan suggested. So Mel Brooks spilled the drink and went, balls! And Ronnie Graham said, Spaceballs! And there you have it.
Excellent.
It's funny where inspiration comes from.
Yeah. Well, and Thomas Meehan, I know a lot of his stuff because he's kind of a Broadway guy too. And he obviously wrote Annie and wrote the producers, I guess the movie first and then the musical. But he's done a lot.
I did not know that.
Musical for Young Frankenstein, wrote the book for that. So
so he's probably been a collaborator. Yeah, he must be a guy that's worked with Mel Brooks, for many years then, because he's done all that stuff too. One of my favorite characters, it has to be Barf. You gotta love John Candy. Oh man, talk about a talent that I miss. So many funny things that he did over the years. He's so good in this. And originally, when they brought him on, they were gonna put a mask on him and all kinds of stuff like that. And they decided not to do that because, why have John Candy if you're gonna hide his face?
Well, exactly. And then all those cool facial expressions would have been lost. No, that would have been a terrible idea.
Yeah, exactly. So what they ended up doing for his costume was something that was operated by 3 people. John Candy operated his tail. He had a hidden control in his paw, and the tail's funny too because there's a couple of gags in the movie where he hits Bill Pullman in the face with his tail, which is really good. 2 assistants each controlled an ear. Originally they were going to do a full face mask. So then it was like a nose and an upper lip piece. And, Mel Brooks didn't like that either. And then they just ended up doing the animatronic ears and the makeup. And there you have it.
Yeah, it was a great look.
I'm a Mog, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
I had that written down. We had to talk about that. But that's really funny. One of my favorite characters is obviously Colonel Sanders, just for the name alone. There's a great line in the movie Rick Moranis' Dark Helmet says, "What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?" And that's funny.
That's great, right?
How do you... Yeah. That's smart writing.
You can't forget about Pizza the Hut, too. You got to love Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut. Another gross part of the movie, though.
Oh, yeah. It's a little disturbing, definitely.
A little? It's a lot. I think it gave me nightmares for years.
Well, Adam DeLuise did the voice of Pizza the Hut. He was not required, and let's face it, probably not willing to be covered in pounds of fake molten cheese. So they had an effects guy wear the suit instead. Mel Brooks tried to get Tom Cruise and Tom Hanks for the role of Lone Star.
What? I love Tom Hanks.
Yes.
But no.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think either one would have worked, actually.
Tom Cruise, we're not even going to talk about.
Yeah, they both turned it down, and that's when they got Bill Pullman. Now, the funny thing about Bill Pullman, Sue and I did the podcast for Independence Day a while back, and he, of course, plays the president in that movie. And I'm sorry, but he's Lone Star forever as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because, one of my favorite movies is Newsies.
Okay.
And obviously Bill Pullman is in that, and I look at that and I'm like, sorry, you're Lone Star. What are you doing?
Did you ever see another movie from the 80s called Ruthless People?
No.
Okay. That's one you should check out, too. It's Danny DeVito and Bette Midler. Very funny. Bill Pullman has a small role in that, too, and he plays also kind of a dopey guy. That kind of stuff, for whatever reason, I believe him more in those roles than as the president in Independence Day. So...
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He's great in this. He's very funny as Lone Star, so... And Steve Martin was the original choice for Colonel Sanders, too.
See, now that I could see.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I could definitely see that. I think that would have been hysterical.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a fun movie, and I think anybody who's had an opportunity to enjoy the Star Wars movies should definitely go back and check out Spaceballs.
So I wonder if people who are like hardcore Star Wars fans, are they offended by this movie? Or I just wonder what those people think.
That's a good question. I mean, I guess there's fanboys out there that might go, oh, that's so stupid, you know.
Right.
But that's the point,
I think
though.
of all those people at like a Comic-Con who are like obsessed with these kinds of things, and then they see like a parody and they would freak out about it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but that's the point. It's supposed to be stupid. Darth Vader in the Star Wars movies is this big, intimidating guy with the deep voice and the, you know, all the...
I think about Rick Moranis.
Exactly.
Whenever he has his helmet down.
Yeah.
Lone Star. What does he say? I'm your nephew's father's and
His sister's
best
roommate's
friend's
cousin's
roommate
best
or
friend.
something.
Yeah, something. Well, what does that make us?
That makes us
Absolutely
absolutely
nothing.
Come on.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Which I love because you watch it now as an adult and that joke makes sense. When I'm young, I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, everything has a different meaning when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Just the idea of a little guy like Rick Moranis, you know, is supposed to be intimidating. But yeah, there's so many funny gags with him in this movie. You know, the whole thing with the helmet and, you know, with the coffee.
When he drinks the coffee through the helmet,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. The sound that made me want to go out and drink a cup of coffee.
when-
Through his helmet.
I always drink coffee when I watch Radar. You know that.
How about when the radar is jammed? Can we
Yes.
talk about the fact that jam comes pouring down the radar?
Yes.
That's really funny.
And, you know, we can't do a podcast about Spaceballs and not talk about combing the desert.
Okay. That's genius for many reasons. We need to talk about that. First of all, it's genius that they're actually combing the desert.
Right.
But secondly, when they get over to the black guy, he's like, we ain't found shit.
Right.
And it's like a pick. Oh, it's so funny.
Yes. See, that's the thing. I don't know if they can make something like that nowadays because I don't know if that would be offensive to people. But
Everybody
Mel
would be
Brooks, I
offended by
mean,
that.
Mel Brooks pushed the envelope back in the day. I mean, Blazing Saddles. And I'm sure at some point I'm going to do a podcast about Blazing Saddles because that's a classic. But man, there's no way that movie gets made today.
No.
There's more N-words in that movie probably than a Quentin Tarantino movie.
It's so true, though. You're right. Everybody gets offended by everything.
I know. Stop, people. Have fun.
Yeah. Please. I mean, literally, there's not a moment of this film that isn't funny.
No, it's great.
It's hysterical.
Oh, definitely. And you got to check it out again if you haven't seen it in a while because you probably missed a lot of stuff, too. And if you want to join the conversation about Spaceballs, send an email to screenfacts@yahoo.com. You can also tweet me at Jason Davis Voice. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Jason Davis Voiceover. And also please rate, comment, and subscribe on iTunes and tell your family and friends about the podcast. Please help spread the word. Post links on Facebook, Twitter, whatever other social media you use. Help us get the word out. Please, please.
And what was our hashtag?
Hashtag going plaid.
Hashtag going plaid. Don't forget that.
Yes, of course. Please check out my website, jasondavisvoice.com/podcast for info about the redesigned Screen Facts t-shirt. Merchandising. Ooh. Unlike Mel Brooks, I can sell merchandise.
You can sell your t-shirts.
That's right. Yeah. And you can also find out different options of where you can download and listen to the podcast. Joe, where can people find you on social media?
Hey, you can tweet me at GoJoe18, GOJOE18.
All right. Well, thanks.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Going plaid.
Hashtag going plaid. You're determined to make that. I hope so. Hey, if that trends, that means people are listening. So there you go. Well, thanks for joining us. Please come back again next Wednesday for more Screen Facts with Jason Davis.